Sun Meteorological Department.
I think we can start it if Dr. Masood.
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, with your permission, I welcome all the distinguished speakers of this one-day international seminar on climate change and water, and the valued participant of the seminar. We have two speakers from abroad and three speakers from Pakistan. So the formal starting of this international seminar with the recitation from the Holy Quran. So I will request Hafiz Ahmad Hamad to please recite some verses from Holy Quran with the Hafiz, please.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولله ملك السماوات والأرض وإلى الله المصير. ألم تر أن الله يسجي سحابا ثم يؤلف بينه ثم يجعله ركاما فترى البرق يخرج من خلاله وينزل من السماء من جبال فيها من برد فيصيب به من يشاء ويصرفه عن من يشاء يكاد سنا برقه يذهب بالأبصار. I take refuge of Allah from the devil, the rejected one. Allah, in the name of the most affectionate, the merciful. And it is the kingdom of heavens and earth, and to Allah is to return. Have you not seen that Allah drives the clouds softly, then joins them together, and then piles them one over the other, so that you see that rain comes out from the midst thereof? And He sends down from the sky, wherein are mountains of ice, some hails out of them, then casts it over whom He will, and turns it away from whom he will. It is very near that its flash of light may take away the sight. Allah Almighty has spoken the truth. وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ.
Jazakallah. After this citation from Holy Quran, we have requested Professor Dr. Mansoor Sarwar, Vice Chancellor, University of Engineering and Technology, Lahore, to welcome our distinguished national and international speakers. But due to meeting Punjab has to go. Therefore, we have requested Professor Dr. Habibur Rahman, Dean Faculty of Civil Engineering, UET Lahore, to welcome our distinguished speakers and valuable guests. Professor Dr. Habibur Rahman, sir, please welcome our national and international speakers and participants.
सर अपना माइक ऑन कर दीजिए.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. It's a matter of immense pleasure for me to warmly welcome all the distinguished speakers and valued participants of the International Seminar on Climate Change and Water, organized by Center of Excellence in Water Resources Engineering, University of Engineering and Technology, Lahore. I have been informed that more than 200 researchers, scientists, practitioners, and academicians have registered in this online event. Are going to present their contributions on water and climate change issues. So these 5 learned speakers are Dr. Wen Jun, Professor CUIT, Chengdu, China. The second is Dr. Ghulam Rasul, Regional Program Manager, ICI Mode. The third is Dr. Noor Muhammad Khan, Director, Center of Excellence in Water Resources Engineering. The fourth is Dr. Adnan Ahmed Tahir, Comsat University, Ahmedabad. And the fifth is Dr. Likhendra Tripathi, Associate Research Professor, NIEER, China. So thank you very much for all learned speakers in this international seminar. I think it is quite important activity that will be helpful to disseminate knowledge on one of the most important issues faced by Pakistan and the world jointly. The event reminds me the remarks of UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres that he has expressed during his visit to Pakistan in February 2020 at Islamabad. The Secretary General categorized the situation as climate emergency for the world. However, he was confident that with concerted efforts, we, the world, have capability to tackle it. Although Pakistan has contributed little to the problem of climate change in terms of greenhouse gas emissions, yet Pakistan is facing disproportionate vulnerability due to its already water scarce status in the backdrop of low per capita income. In the past decade, Pakistan has lost some 10,000 lives to climate-related disasters like floods, droughts, etc., including 1,200 who died due to terrible heat wave in Karachi in 2015. Another manifestation of changing climate. Pakistan, being an agrarian country, heavily relies on water resources generated from Himalayan region, in addition to direct rainfall on its vast farmlands. Any disruption in water flows from hilltops and any change shift of rain pattern will disrupt the agricultural output, resultantly the economy and the social well-being of the millions of the population relying directly on agriculture activities. Similarly, as temperatures rise and glaciers melt, more and more glacier lake outburst flood scenarios will be seen. Although in short term, glacier melt will add water to the system, but reducing water storage capacity of Pakistani's reservoirs put a question mark on our capability to utilize extra expected flows. University of Engineering and Technology Lahore, being pioneer university in playing its role through human resource development and research to measure the change in historical perspective, measure its impacts in future perspective, and come up with the possible solutions to mitigate the impacts of the looming threat to its sustainable development and poverty reduction drives. Over tree plantation at the campus, water recycling unit in main mosque, and recharging wells are some of the initiatives taken by the university to highlight the need of non-conventional ways of water stress reduction. Although small in size, but they have large impacts in terms of knowledge transfer to our students, which are future leaders of Pakistan. I am confident that research dissemination activities like the one we are witnessing today will have long-term impacts towards our goals of socio-economic development for the betterment of the population of not only this country, but of the world. It will also bring together the like-minded researchers on common platform that will be helpful in joint researches. I will emphasize the speakers to highlight the recent research carried out at their respective research centers in China, Nepal, Pakistan, and other countries for mutual benefits of the participants of the webinar. Hope we will be having concrete suggestions and recommendations from the speakers and participants that will be shared with the decision makers that will improve the capability of the nation and the region to mitigate and adapt to the climate emergency. At the end, I congratulate the organizers of the webinar, the director, faculty, and staff of Center of Excellence in Water Resources Engineering, UET Lahore, for organizing this important event. I hope this international seminar will end with a great success. So thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, sir, for giving a warm welcome to our national and international speakers and valuable guests, faculty members, and organizers. We are also grateful to you for sparing time to welcome our seminar participants from your busy schedule. Thanks a lot, sir. Here comes the technical session 1. In this international seminar, we have 2 technical sessions, session 1 and session 2. In session 1, there are 2 speakers, Dr. Ghulam Rasul and Professor Van Joon. In order to chair this technical session, I will request Dr. Ghulam Nabi, Associate Professor at CURI, to please chair this session, and at the end of this session, share with the participants the concluding remarks. Dr. Ghulam Nabi, sir, can you listen me? So the first technical speaker of this technical session is Dr. Ghulam Rasul. He is a well-known personality in the water sector of the Pakistan. Presently, he is serving as Regional Program Manager at ICI MOD. Formerly, he has served as Director General Pakistan Meteorological Department. He has more than 30 years of experience in various organizations, holding more than 100 research publications with these comments, now I will request Dr. Ghulam Rasul to share his technical lecture with the participant. Dr. Ghulam Rasul, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Saad. Assalamu alaikum and very good morning. Let me try to share my presentation.
Yes. Dr. I will request you to please share your presentation with the participants.
Okay. Okay. Let me first upload.
It is in process, sir. We are not yet able to see the presentation.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Okay, okay, sir. No problem, sir. Okay.
It will be. This is not appearing here.
You may try again, sir.
Yeah. Can you see?
Yes, sir. Yes, it is visible.
Okay. Thank you very much for providing me this opportunity to share my thoughts on impact of climate change on water sector of Pakistan. This is a satellite picture taken over South Asian region. I always emphasize on it to understand the nature's gift in the form of Himalaya, Karakoram and Hindu Kush ranges. These ranges are blessed with more than 20,000 glaciers and third largest ice mass over these ranges after North and South Pole. And these are the frozen water dams. Another aspect which is showing the blessing, these mountain ranges don't allow the monsoon to cross over. So therefore, most of the monsoon precipitation is confined over South Asia. So this is a special blessing. And at the same time, if we give a message to the world, this is a global asset for food, energy, water, carbon, and cultural and biological diversity. There are 10 major river systems emerging from these mountain ranges, which are serving 8 member countries who are sharing these resources, and almost 2 billion people are depending upon these water resources. Population density in this area is quite high. Yeah, these red color areas are showing the population density, which is just settled in the foothills of Himalayas, Karakoram and Hindu Kush. WMO is World Meteorological Organization, which is a supervising body of all the meteorological services in almost 200 member states of the world. And this organization is collecting regular meteorological information from more than 65,000 meteorological observatories spanned all over the world. And then at the end of the year, end of each year, it is compiling the status of climate and it issues a statement. And if you look at the warming trend of Earth, you can see these warmest years in the red color. Almost 20 warmest years experienced over Earth happened in 21st century, except one which is 1998. It was a strong El Nino year, which triggered 4 years long drought in Pakistan. You may remember those 4 years. Pakistan suffered a lot. And warming trend is continuing, and there is no myth behind that. This is now global reality. These mountain ranges, which are hosting most of the glaciers, mountain glaciers, if something happens wrong, that will affect not only this region, even whole of the globe, because this area is known as third pole, and it has a very important contribution in general circulation of the atmosphere, due to which weather and climate patterns are setting. So this there is something wrong already happening in this area. If we look at the warming trend over the low elevation plains, it is lower, but in the high mountains, this is relatively higher. I will present some of the slides like this one. Now, world is talking about to control warming up to 1.5 degrees Celsius according to Paris Agreement. And even if it happens in reality, which is not at present expected, even then in Himalaya, Karakoram and Hindu Kush region, the temperature increase will be more than 2 degrees Celsius. And if we look at the climate projections on different RCPs, I think one of our speakers will talk about RCPs also. So according to mild RCP 4.5, which gives us a message that our continued efforts on mitigation of climate change continues, then RCP 4.5 fits well. According to that RCP climate projection, in Himalaya, Karakoram, Hindu Kush mountain region, the temperature increase will be 2.5 degrees Celsius around. And if business as usual, according to current scenarios of emissions, then RCP 8.5 is most representative. And according to that, 5.5 degrees Celsius temperature increase is expected on mountainous regions, which are hosting the glaciers and snow and ice. What will happen to the glaciers if this trend of warming happens? According to 1.5 degrees Celsius warming of the world, glaciers in HKH region will be 1/3 losing their mass by the end of this century. And if current trend, according to RCP 8.5, if that trend will be followed, then 2/3 of the glaciers will disappear and 1/3 will be left over. Moreover, snow cover areas and snow volumes will further decrease and snow elevations will rise above. Snow line is already going up and up. This will continue with a rapid acceleration. Snowmelt induced runoff peak will be stronger, and it will occur in the earlier summer season. Right now, we are experiencing the peak melt flows in July and August. But according to these happenings, according to the global warming trend, which is foreseen, then this peak will be occurring in the early season, late spring or early summer. This is an interesting study conducted on the snow pattern. In the past, snow peak was happening during January, but now gradually snow is occurring, snow peak is occurring in the later season, either in February or in March. So this pattern is giving a very serious signal that snow residency period is shrinking. Because the snow which will be occurring in February or March, immediately temperatures will increase and that snow will be washed away. That will not get sufficient time to convert itself into ice through metamorphic process. So it will not be replenishing or making up the decay of our melting glaciers, which was the nature's mechanism to make up the decay of this summer in the next winter. So this is quite serious. Fortunately, this year now snow pattern is quite unusual earlier, and it is predicted that that will continue up to March. So this, this is 1 year. Otherwise, in most of the years, this pattern was being followed. In Upper Indus Basin, if we look at this is our acid glacier, our cryospheric acid. In Upper Indus Basin, you can divide it into 10 sub-basins, and Hunza, Shigar, and Shiok. These are the 3 basins which have the largest number of glaciers. The total number of glaciers in Pakistan region are more than 7,000, and they are holding 2,066 cubic kilometer of water in frozen form. So this is a great asset which is sustaining our river flows with more than 70% contribution. Our glaciers are retreating fast. They are losing mass not only from the terminus they are going back, they are suffering from the thinning also. From their surface, ice is melting away and they are going lower and lower. That has been witnessed in several glaciated areas. Those mountainous populations, they were getting water from the surface of the glacier through water channels coming along the peaks. As the thinning of the glaciers, the height of the glacier is reducing, those water channels are being dried up. Therefore, those people are suffering from water scarcity, although all around of them there are glaciers holding large amounts of in the form of ice, but they are thirsty, they are not getting that. This is example of Batura Glacier. Batura Glacier is very, very important for us, especially our Chinese friend is also with us. When there was construction of Karakoram Highway in 1970s with the joint effort of Chinese and Pakistanis, Karakoram Highway was constructed in Hunza Valley, and Patura Glacier suffered a surge. It came forward and it bulldozed that newly built bridge and Karakoram Highway, section of Karakoram Highway, and that was thrown into the Hunza River. Then a Chinese team came to help Pakistani engineers. That team was led by Xia Feng, very famous glaciologist of China, even of the world. And he worked for 2 years on the glaciers, and these glaciers were stabilized. And then he predicted about the surge of our glaciers also, which is now happening in Shamsher Valley. So this is very important glacier, very, very big glacier, and this is also suffering from retreat. In the neighborhood of this glacier, there is Pasu Glacier. Pasu Glacier was stable, but during the last 10 years, it has also moving back. It has also started moving back. And these glaciers are now retreating at a much faster rate during the last decade compared to the last century. This is another glacier which is Hisper Glacier. Hisper Glacier has dual nature. On the terminus, let me move my cursor. On the terminus, it is retreating, but there is a tributary glacier which is feeding this glacier that is surging, that is advancing. Due to that advance of tributary glacier, this Hisper flow has been blocked. And that blocking is creating damming of water behind that. And when that dam is broken, because that damming is due to ice. When ice melts, it gives way to the water, and water blows from that artificial dam. That creates a lot of problem downstream to the infrastructure and settlements. So this is an issue of our HKH region. According to my title of talk, water is the biggest security issue for Pakistan. There is climate change happening. There are glacier depleting, water pollution. On pollution, I will not talk. I can talk on many aspects, but due to limitation of time, I will restrict myself, not covering the pollution and not covering the black carbon also. But this is another issue, which is siltation of mega dams. When intense flows come from upper Indus Basin, then a lot of silt is also carried, which is settled on the base of our mega dams, Tarbela and Mangla. Mangla is mostly fed by monsoon, but Tarbela is largely fed by glacier melt water. And increasing water deficit because our demand is increasing, population is increasing, our activities are also getting intensive, but water amount available is almost same. Therefore, the deficit is increasing. Water sharing issues are also very significant. So water security is linked with the, as I mentioned, more than 70% of our river flows are sustained by glaciers and snowmelt. Therefore, glaciers are very dear to us. Monsoon is also very angry with us. When it comes, it is not that rim-jim type of monsoon. It comes with strong force, and it generates flash floods, landslides, and so many other disasters with us. And water flows unchecked to the sea, Arabian Sea. On black carbon, we conducted one experiment on 5 glaciers, and we have found a lot of deposits of carbon on these glaciers. This is very high. Walter is a very high glacier, but these are others are low elevation glaciers. On low elevation glaciers, black carbon deposits are higher. Therefore, that black carbon is accelerating the melting rate. This is our situation, that when monsoon comes, it instead of blessing, it is a curse for us, and this is causing flooding. And these are the issues which are taken by our enemies to the international fora, that this is the nation which cannot manage their water resources which are now available. They are asking more water from us. So this is not justified, and we are facing a lot of insult in such a way when we claim that our neighbors are not doing justice to our water treaties or water records. Oh, this is a funny picture. Of course, our major conflict is with India. So India is justifying their claim according to our negligence. Groundwater has also been suffering a lot because due to global warming, water requirements of crops is increasing, water requirement of human beings and industrial sector are increasing, and our surface water is not catering the needs of these sectors. Therefore, the pressure increases on groundwater pumping, and सोने पे सुहागा ये हुआ कि हमने फिर सोलर ट्यूबवेल भी प्रोवाइड कर दिए. इवन मैं तो हैरान रह गया कि इन बलोचिस्तान सोलर ट्यूबवेल्स वर गिफ्ट. Look at water table of Balochistan. It is more than 1,000 feet deep. And we are gifting them solar tube-wells to those vaderas. And they installed those tube-wells on solar. You need not to worry about the bill. You will switch on and it will continue. It will continue picking water from the deeper surfaces of our. But this is unfortunate that this is not being taken. On future projections, these are decadal future projections. In the first 3 decades from now, the monsoon will be stronger, and we will be getting more water during the summer season. But that will be associated with disasters, floods, flash floods, urban flooding, and so many other things. But during the last 3 decades, monsoon will be weaker, and we will be suffering from severe water shortages in this region if business as usual scenarios continue. This is projection based upon RCP 8.5. These are the temperature increases in different cities of Pakistan. These are capital cities, and you can see in every decade temperature is following increasing trend. There is no stability, there is no maintenance, there is no decrease in temperature.
You are going ahead of your time. Please try to finish it within 2 or 3 minutes. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Climate change will be impacting on water resources through loss of storage in the form of ice. There will be erratic snowfall pattern, as I have already discussed. Greater impact on those living closer to the glaciers. Mountainous population will suffer a lot. Changing precipitation pattern during summer and winter, that will be bringing floods and drought. And in this uncertainty, crop production will also be suffering. Climate change is also likely to affect our springs in mid-hills. That is, in terms of Indus, it has been projected that due to increased glacier melt, first the flows of Indus will increase, and then they will decline significantly. On water security, which is the major concern, there will be highly variable inflows in the rivers due to erratic distribution, temporal and spatial distribution of monsoon and winter precipitation. Floods and droughts will not look at the sustainable development in agriculture. Higher irrigation demands and less water will be available. Higher irrigation demands will be related to warming temperatures. When ET will be increasing, water requirement of crops will be increasing, and water availability will be less. Shrinkage of glaciers is our major problem. So related concerns with food security, because food security depends upon water. If water will be suffering through shortages, then we cannot ensure the food security for the increasing population of Pakistan. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rasul, for sharing your knowledge about water sources and climate change, especially for Upper Indus Basin. Now I will request